This is International Math 1, Lesson 1.1, and this is some homework help. We're actually going to do number 9 in your RSG packet together in order to give you a solid foundation for the remaining tables on this page. The instructions are to fill in the table and then write a sentence explaining how you figured out the values to put into each cell. There are many different approaches to finding the correct value, how much it costs to build each given number of birdhouses. I'm just going to go through one, and your explanation may be different than the sentence that we're going to present, but that is okay, just so it has sound math background. Okay, so you run a business making birdhouses. You spend $600 to start your business, and it costs you $5 to make each birdhouse. Now, that assumption here that is very important to remember is that the $600 is spent whether or not you make any birdhouses at all. So technically, if you build 0 birdhouses, you are still going to spend $600. That's a given. Okay? And then after you have invested that first $600 to get that business started, it may have been for advertising, it may have been for a computer, it may have been for any number of things, but this was not to actually build any birdhouses, it was just to get that business started. Okay, so that is an important cost to preparing the birdhouses. So then you get to a point where you have an order for a birdhouse and you actually have to build that darn thing. Okay, so it costs you $5 now above and beyond that $600 in order to build that birdhouse. So first we spent the $600, but now we have to spend $5. So our total cost for this one birdhouse was $605. Okay, because we spent the $600 plus the $5. Okay, so then the next day we get another order for a second birdhouse. And we've already spent that $605, but now we have to spend $5 more in order to get that second birdhouse prepared. So the grand total spent is $610. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing a pattern here that with every additional birdhouse, we're having to add a $5 cost. So 3 birdhouses would give us a total expense of $615. 4 birdhouses, we made 4 birdhouses at $5 a piece, that's $20, plus that $600 that we spent initially, that gives us a grand total cost of $620. Okay, likewise, if we now have to build that 5th one, 5 birdhouses cost $5 each, so it's going to cost us $5 more to make that extra birdhouse, so our grand total cost there is going to be $625. Okay, so now we have to build that 6th birdhouse. We're going to add another $5, and we get $630, and the 7th birdhouse is going to be total cost of $635. Okay, so again, the process for you discovering these numbers could have been very different, and I talked about actually a couple of those ways even in just this short little video clip here. Okay, but the second part of this is that you are being asked to write a sentence explaining how you figured out the values to put in each of these cells. So it is very important that you include your sentence. And this is, again, just one example of how you can sort of look at this pattern. And we have a sentence here. I only have to spend $600 one time, so I just have to add $5 for each additional birdhouse made. And that sentence matches what we see in the table because we see an addition of $5 for each additional birdhouse.